I love the way that all sounds, but that guitar tone, that's so warm and just so, it's just awesome. That's a new track called The Man from our very good friend, John Rich. You know him, obviously Big and Rich, founder Redneck Riviera, Old Glory Bank. I mean, he's got the bar, he's got the money, he's got the music, he's got the, I mean, he's a platinum music factory. I mean, for the love. And he joins us via Skype from Nashville. Good to see you, my friend. God bless you. I love I mean, I like all the stuff that you do. I mean, I really do enjoy your work. I mean, you got me into country music. You really did. You and Waylon got me into country music. I love the tone I love the way the guitar sounded. I mean, this is a beautiful track, The Man, and it's about your grandfather who served in World War II. I mean, here we're on the heels of Veterans Day, going into Thanksgiving, the holiday. And you had a veteran from every major conflict that was in this video. How long did this concept take to pull off?
Yeah, so wrote the song, like you said, about my grandfather, and it dawned on me that every American has somebody's picture hanging in their house, or it's in an old one of those old grandma style photo books of your grandfather, your great grandfather, that served in these wars. And so I wanted to write a song called The Man. So the man to me, yeah, it's my granddaddy, but the man to you is somebody in your family. And so this song was meant to honor all of them and remind Americans whose shoulders we stand on, what true American greatness really does look like, because that's why they call them the greatest generation. So in this video, yes, I was able to gather together veterans from World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Iraqi freedom, and Desert Storm, all in the same room. The 3 World War II guys that you'll see in the video, you can find it on Rumble, find it on YouTube. 2 of them are over 100 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. And the guy that was the oldest, he was 102, served in the Army. I said, well, sir, if you ever were called to defend your country again, would you be willing to do it? And he looked at me and he says, well, I'm not too mobile, but I can still shoot.
There you go.
That was his answer.
I love it.
And you could just see that fire up in that old man just at the thought of having a chance to defend his country or fight for his country. That's why I put the song out. Yeah, I felt it was time to put that one out.
Tell me a little bit about your grandfather's service as well, because I feel like everybody, especially in our generation, everybody has, it's all our grandparents served. I mean, we had grandparents in our family in one side of the world and the other side of the world. One was on the beaches of Normandy and the other was in the Pacific on the USS Alabama. And it is amazing how that's like a common thread throughout so many in our generation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same in my family. So the granddaddy that I wrote the song about, he was in the Pacific. He actually lied about his age.
Yep.
Got in when he was 17. You got to think back then, these guys at a 17-year-old kid, they were not kids at 17 in the late 30s, early 40s. They were grown-ass men. Mm-hmm. I mean, they were tough. They were ready to go. And he was so upset about all the dead bodies that were coming back to his hometown in Glasgow, Kentucky, that he said, I got to go. I mean, I got to get over there. And so he got in and he went over. He was hooked on morphine for 2 years when he got back home. They didn't have any PTSD was alive and well back then, too. My other grandfather served in fighting the Nazis. He lived to be 81, and he actually committed suicide from his PTSD in his 80s.
Wow.
Okay? They never got over it. He had to sleep in a separate bedroom from my grandmother from the time he came back from the war till the day he died. So these people, they are the reason we still have a country to even argue about at this point in 2023. And I think because especially our young people in this country, Dana, are so far removed from the greatest generation. They don't know anybody that fought in that war. They've never been around anybody that was alive then. To them, it's just like something in a history book. They have no real touchstone to it. So this song was my attempt at putting you in the moment of what it was like for a guy in that time period to sign up and go fight for his country.
And it's a beautiful song. We're talking to our good friend John Rich, and you can find his track The Man all over the internet as well. I want to ask you about, I love that Veterans Day and Thanksgiving are always right by each other. We're getting ready to roll into Thanksgiving. We were just having a conversation about the Thanksgiving Day parade, how I grew up in my grandparents' little tiny house in the Ozarks. I grew up watching that. My grandma would wake up early in the morning, and as soon as I'd hear the announcers as a little kid, I knew, pies are going in the oven. Like, I knew I got to get out there and help. And I grew up with it, but it's kind of changed. Like, I can't even have it. We don't have any little kids in our house anymore, but I wouldn't be able to have it on, I think, the way that it is now, and especially with some of the agenda that they're pushing. Do you think that society misses that nostalgia? I wonder that, because it seems like the outrage at this stuff, there's like a petition about some of this, like 17,000 signatures already. I kind of wonder, it sort of feels like the pendulum is swinging the other way, and people are just, maybe it's because things are so uncertain. They're craving nostalgia. They're craving some of that old school stuff. Do you get that same sense? Because you're right there on the tip of the arrow with that stuff, with culture and entertainment.
Yeah, I think what people are craving is something concrete, something foundational, something that does not change. And when you see the world changing day by day, and not for the better, and it gets further and further out there where you can't even let your kids watch network television anymore for fear of how they're going to be indoctrinated. Yeah, I think people want to get back to the basics of God, family, country, leave my family alone. Let's make a pecan pie and watch the parade and the big balloons and have Thanksgiving and be an American. Yeah. And the further out we get from that, the more sick people get. Why do we have such a depression issue in our country right now? Because all the things that you could count on are being vilified and done away with. So the things that you can't count on, that are constantly moving and morphing into whole new viruses, in my opinion, everybody's been infected with it. They're sick of it. So it's really up to us, though, Dana. In your house, you can still do it exactly how you want to do it. Amen. You can still cook your pie. You can still go out in the backyard and pitch horseshoes and build a campfire. You can still raise your kids like you want to. Just turn their nonsense off and get back to being a real American.
Amen to that. I got to ask you before I let you go, talking with our good friend John Rich, and you can find him on Twitter. You can also make sure you get that Redneck Riviera, which we have as part of our Thanksgiving. You know, you put a little cinnamon in that. You make it fall-esque. You can make it like a Thanksgiving drink. How do y'all celebrate Thanksgiving? What's a Rich family do?
Well, so my Granny Rich, who passed away in 2020, she was always the one. She'd be in there smoking Marlboros and frying chicken. She never really did the turkey thing. It was fried chicken.
Yes.
I mean, standing over a cast iron skillet with an ash about that long, and she's in there flipping that chicken. So we have all of her recipes. So we all get together and we recreate Granny's food as best as we can. Every Thanksgiving, we set a picture of her up by the stove there, and then we go out and shoot some skeet, and we build a little campfire, and we give thanks for our country and for our family and for our health and for all the things that we forget to give thanks about most every day. We still got a lot to be thankful for.
Amen to that. Well, it's a beautiful song. I love that you do this. I love that you honor these veterans, and that you brought all of this in for a really beautifully done video. You've been busy, because this is like the second real awesome video that you put out, like in 2 months? Like, you're like a factory. You're just, I mean, and they look so great. We're blessed to have you. We're blessed to have you out there fighting the good fight in the culture war, because that's really where it starts. John Rich, and you can find the song on Rumble. You can find it on YouTube. And the song is called The Man, the song in the video. Happy Thanksgiving to you, my friend. God bless you. Appreciate all that you do and have done on behalf of this country and our vets. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for always having my back. I appreciate it.
You know it. You know it. Appreciate it. Talk to you again soon. Take care.